Well, hello, and welcome to Women of Color, Money and Legacy, where I talk money matters. I share strategies to empower us to become financially literate in terms of managing our money wisely, building generational wealth, financial freedom, and creating a lasting legacy. It's a journey of learning and growing together. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please share, like, comment, and subscribe. That being said, let's jump right into it. Today, I want to talk to you about budgeting, what a budget is, why you need a budget, and what a budget looks like, those three things. I'm going to share with you my complete smart budget guide. So what is a budget? A budget is a spending plan that tracks your income and expenses. Now, I've had a budget for as long as I can remember. In fact, I can't live without one. And why do you need a budget, and why is it important? It's important because it can help us prioritize our spending to reach our financial goals, such as an emergency fund, a down payment on a house, or investing. I'd be in a pickle if I didn't have a budget. I would be in a pickle if I didn't have a budget. And what does a budget look like? Now, I don't believe a budget should be complicated. I believe in having a simple budget. It has always worked for me. All of these projections and percentages and comparisons, now that might be good for business, but when it comes to a personal budget, I believe in keeping it simple. And speaking of what a budget looks like, let me share with you my smart budget guide. You've heard of SMART money goals. Well, this is my smart budget guide. So let me define each acronym in my smart money budget. The S in my smart money budget stands for stated, which means you need to write it down. Your budget needs to be in a document format. You can't track your expenses or your spending if you don't write it down. And I've included a sample budget template in the description box below that I created especially for you. Now, the M in my SMART budget stands for mean it, which means this is meaningful to me. It's important. I'm going to stick to it. It is serious. The A in my SMART budget stands for added. This means the numbers must add up. If you got more expenses than income, you are out of balance and you need to do some reallocation. The R in my SMART budget stands for reach it. Your goal has to be reachable. You can't spend money you don't have. For example, an unresolved child support. Don't include that in your budget until it's guaranteed. Someone owes you some money that they've been avoiding for months. Don't include that into your budget until you have gotten the money. The T in my SMART budget stands for time frame, and this is the time period that the budget covers. This can be weekly, bi-weekly, semi-monthly, or monthly. Now that I've laid out the prerequisites for our SMART budget, let's go ahead and prepare our budget. In your financial journal, I want you to set up two columns. In the first column, I want you to list all of your expenses for the month and the due date for each expense. That's going to be your mortgage, your rent, your car note, insurance, food, transportation, utilities, etc., etc. Now, in the second column, next to your expenses, I want you to record the due date, just so that you have come up with everything before stating it in your actual budget. Now, I created a personal budget template in Google Docs that you can use to prepare your budget. And as I said before, there's a link in the description box below so that you can download this template and enter your personal budget information. And here's what it looks like. Let's go over it. I created 3 tabs, as you can see at the bottom of the spreadsheet. There is a semi-monthly budget, which is on your screen right now. There's also a weekly budget and a monthly budget. Of course, you just click on each tab to bring up that particular budget spreadsheet. Now, I didn't prepare a bi-weekly budget because you can use this same semi-monthly spreadsheet. Just change the heading at the top to bi-weekly budget. And let's go over our mock budget. We'll go through our semi-monthly budget, which is the period from the 1st of the month through the 15th. And the second period is from the 16th through the end of the month, whether it's the 30th, 31st, and of course in February you have 28th or 29th. The top section is your income. I've allowed for 3 streams of income, which should be enough for the average person. Now, you'll enter your income amount from each source. Next column, you'll enter the date the money was deposited into the account. In the account column is where you'll enter the type of account the income is being deposited into. The reason I include this column is because, like me, you might have several types of accounts. For example, I do my personal banking from a credit union. I have a main account, but I also have 4 sub-accounts, which are labeled deposit, spending, auto drafts, and savings. Now, the first 3 accounts, deposit, spending, and auto drafts, or personal checking sub-accounts. I have them labeled based upon the activity that goes through the account. which prevents me from overdrafting because everything is not mingled into one account. That way I can gauge my spending limit. So when I transfer money from my business bank account, it goes into my deposit account, and from there it gets dispersed into either spending, auto drafts, or savings. Make sense? Okay. The section below income is expenses. This is where you record all of your expenses for the period. Of course, you have the amount column. In your financial journal, you will have recorded the due dates for all of your expenses. And based upon the due dates, you can decide which period you want to pay the expense before it becomes past due. Now, your spending account is for your everyday personal needs, such as groceries, gas for your car, toiletries, and things of that nature, of a personal nature. Your auto draft account is for payments you have set up to be debited from your bank account automatically. Any and every bill you can set up on auto pay, please do so. Time out for paper statements and going in and paying each bill separately when you have a choice. Now let's look at our totals. In our mock budget, you can see a total line for income. The 4 fields across are in red. The total amount is $3,500. Do not enter anything in the red fields. The field with the $3,500 total contains a formula that computes automatically when you enter your income in the fields above the red line. So only change the income amounts, but don't touch the total. The same is true for total expenses and balance at the bottom of the page. They all contains a formula that calculates automatically. Now, your budget field should always be 0, which means our income and expenses reconcile. Nothing is outstanding. Now, if we look at our weekly budget, down at the bottom in the balance field, you can see that your budget is out of balance. Week 1 is out of balance by $2,000. Your income was $1,500, but your expenses were $3,500. That's out of balance. You're going to have to take $2,000 of those expenses and move them over to another pay period. But remember, this is just a mock budget. Now, if your actual budget looks like this, we need to pray for you, okay? And you see at the top of each week, you can enter the period ending date. The next snapshot is what your monthly budget would look like. The balance field is cut off in this example, but it's there in the live document. Now, let me just give you some pointers. Pointer number 1 is to pay yourself first. If you're a believer like me, pay your tithes and then pay yourself. Now, that's your call. Paying yourself first means that you're putting money in your savings and investment accounts first. You're prioritizing your long-term financial well-being. Paying yourself also includes paying money into your company's 401k plan or a Roth IRA. And the next question is what percentage you should pay yourself first. And my answer is at least 20%. That's 20% across all savings and investment accounts. And just to summarize, budgeting is one of the most important financial habits that you can embrace. And I can tell you my finances would be in shambles if I did not live on a budget, because I know me. There was a time that I would eat out every single day. Papa Do's, Houston's, Ruby Tuesday, Ruth Chris, IHOP, Cheesecake Factory, Benihana. Nothing wrong with eating out. I'm not saying that, but just do it in moderation. And I will say that over the past 10 years, I've learned to enjoy cooking my own healthy meals. Now, I still have my occasional quarter pounder with cheese and fries, but I do enjoy cooking now. And that alone has helped me to save more money. A budget plan is powerful because it does help you control your spending. It helps you to track your expenses and save more money. It helps you to make better money decisions, get out of debt, set up that emergency fund, allow you to focus on long-term financial goals. And if you never lived on a budget, I encourage you to start now so that you can experience the benefits that budgeting offers. And I want you to assess your spending habits. What are some things that you can eliminate or cut back on? Do you really need 2 iPhones? Are you eating out every day as I was? Can you really afford that Gucci handbag, or are you just trying to impress? And I'm going to tell you something. I am not impressed by anything I see with my natural eyes because I know how fake and phony people are. We sisters can spend our money on cars we can't afford, lashes, nails, weave, extension, even butt implants. A lot of our millennial sisters are getting their cues from reality TV. I walk through the mall or the grocery store. Why are your eyelashes 3 inches long? I don't get that. I really don't get it. But I digress. So let me get back on point. The point I'm trying to make is that we need to assess our financial priorities. Do you know that the second leading cause of divorce is money? Debt and poor communication about finances can be very stressful on a marriage and lead to divorce. Having a budget is very important for married couples because it allows you both to be on the same page. You can hold each other accountable. When one spouse doesn't know what the other spouse is doing, or one spouse is spending frivolously, you'll have fights and friction. So if this is your situation and you want to end the financial fights between you and your spouse and get on the same page financially, then having a budget in place is an essential first step. And just to summarize my SMART budget guide, you want to S, state it, means write it down. M, mean it, take it serious. A, add it, make sure the numbers add up. R, reach it, make sure it's reachable. Don't include money you don't have. T is for time frame. Set a time period that your budget covers. And there you have it, my complete SMART budget guide. I hope this information has been helpful. Again, download the personal budget template in the description box below. Now that's going to wrap up all that I have to share with you today. Thank you for staying with me until the end. And again, if you enjoyed the video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Click on the notification bell to receive an alert each time I upload a video. I thank you so much. I love you. I appreciate you. And until the next time, take care, my loves, and bye for now.